Now, what is the role of the teacher in this method? The teacher plays an indirect role. She acts as a facilitator in the teaching learning process. Her main role or his main role is to create proper situations using questionnaire rods or word charts or pictures, etc. She will create the proper situation, present the materials to the students, and will also motivate the students, and after that become silent. So the teacher does not try to control. She is not an authoritarian, but then she will only indirectly facilitate the learning process. So the teacher manages the class and ensure that there is progress in the lesson. However, the teacher is supposed to be very creative, and the teacher should be very active for learning to take place. What about the learner's role? Now, the teacher only repeats once, and therefore the students are supposed to be very alert. They have to pay close attention to what is being taught. Now, learners are actually independent. They learn independently, and they try to associate the new knowledge with what they have previously learned. In the sense, they try to understand a new concept based on based on their previous knowledge, maybe their previous knowledge of the mother tongue. They try to associate the new sound with that of their mother tongue, and then they learn the new language. Okay, so in the sense, they are very active in this process. They are not passive learners. On the other hand, they are very much, it's actually constructive learning that is taking place here. And learners, they are expected to interact with each other, and they suggest alternatives to each other. In case one student goes wrong in the pronunciation, the teacher asks the next student to pronounce the word, and that is how the learners learn the right pronunciation. So there is a kind of teamwork, or there is a cooperation in the class, and it is not much of competition, but then the spirit of cooperation that can be seen in the silent way method. Now, talking about the advantages of this method, the students will have a very high self esteem about themselves because they are all independent learners, and this will enhance their confidence in learning. The learners also gain practical knowledge and use the target language. So they try to communicate in the very same language, the target language itself, and therefore they become confident learners. What about the disadvantages of this method? This method is not suitable for a large group of students. So only a small group can be managed using the silent way method. And this method is also not very suitable to teach in the advanced level, where abstract concepts will all come up. So for the primary level, this is acceptable, but how far can it be successfully implemented in the higher or the advanced level is questionable. Now, language is not taught through day-to-day situation, or by using day-to-day situations. For example, the language is taught by means of like questionnaire rods, or by showing pictures and so on. So it is actually very much separated from the social context. Therefore, that is also a drawback of the silent way. Now, a very important drawback of the silent way is that the blind pupils cannot follow this method. As you know, a lot depends upon this sound color coordination. So blind pupils will not be able to follow this, and very limited topics can be taught by this way. So a limited vocabulary, limited concepts, limited grammatical items can only be taught by this method. So these are the disadvantages of the silent way. So we have completed the silent way today. I hope the concepts are clear to you. I would advise all of you to go through this video once again, as well as our previous video on the silent way. Reflect on what we have discussed so far, and if you have any doubts, please post in the notification section, and we shall be discussing about it. Thank you all for your patient listening. See you through our next video. Till then, thank you.